How are you, our dear pupils back at home? I would like to take this opportunity to invite you for our English lesson, whereby we are going to discuss about active and passive voice. But before I do that, I feel it is important to remind you on what you are supposed to do in order to assist in curbing the spread of this dangerous virus, that is corona. But kindly remain at home. But if you are forced by circumstances to leave your home, then always put on your mask. Avoid shaking people's hands, maintain social distance, wash your hands regularly using water and soap. You have the sanitizers, the better. Something else is that avoid touching your eyes, your nose, your mouth using your hands, because we are told that this virus settles on different surfaces, and if it happens that a certain surface was contaminated with this virus, then you touch the surface. Then by touching your eyes, your nose, your mouth, you are likely to infect yourself with this dangerous virus. Above all, let us continue praying to our God, because I know our God is faithful and is going to listen to our prayers. Having said that, now allow me to talk about the topic of the day. I've said we are going to discuss about active and passive voice. Now before I do that, I would like to bring some two terms that are used. Let us look at the terms, define them properly, so that as we start looking at active and passive voice, then it will be simple on your side. We have these two terms, that is the subject and the object. The subject and object. Now when you talk about a subject simply means the doer of the action, the person doing the action, or the thing doing the action. That is the subject. But when you talk about the object is the receiver of the action, or rather the recipient of the action. That is the object. So when we are dealing with the active and passive voice, we shall encounter these two terms. That is the subject and the object. We have said that an object, this is the recipient of the action or the receiver of the action, whereas the subject is the doer of the action. Now, when you talk about active voice, we put emphasis on the subject, that is the doer of the action. But when you talk about passive, we put emphasis on the object, that is the receiver of the action. Now, active voice is used when we are more interested in the subject or the doer of the action than the object of the or the recipient. So as a sentence is said to be an active voice if we place emphasis on the subject, that is the person doing the action or the thing doing the action, than the recipient, and that is the object. And when we talk about passive, now it is vice versa of the active voice. The passive voice, we put now emphasis on the recipient, that is the object, more than the subject. Now let me give some sentences here, examples of sentences. For example, Robert killed the snake. Robert killed the snake. Now when you look at this sentence, it is in active voice. Why? Robert has been placed at the beginning of the sentence, and then the snake, which is the recipient of the action of being killed, has been placed at the end of the sentence. My dear pupils, I would like you to realize that when you talk about active voice, the subject is always placed at the beginning of the sentence, at the start of the sentence, whereas the object is placed at the end of the sentence. When we revisit the example of the sentence I've given, Robert killed the snake. Robert is the doer of the action. He is the subject, has been placed at the beginning of the sentence. The snake is the one that is receiving the action. It is the recipient and has been placed at the end of the sentence. So that sentence is in active voice. Let me give another example of a sentence. The baby is eating the food. The baby is eating the food. Now the baby is the one who is doing the action of eating. Therefore, the baby is a subject. Then food is the object receiving the action from the child. So this sentence, again, it is in an active voice. Now, the structure of active voice, it is always a subject plus a verb plus a object. Now, allow me to talk about passive voice. Passive voice is used when we are more interested in the action or the object or the recipient that are the subject than the subject, that is, than the doer of the action. That is to say, in a sentence form, we now, when we talk about passive, we put the doer of the action, the object, at the beginning of the sentence, whereas the subject comes at the end of the sentence. Let me give examples in sentence form. The snake was killed by Robert. The snake was killed by Robert. The snake is the one that is receiving the action of being killed. And Robert is the one who is killing the snake. So the snake has been placed at the beginning of the sentence, and Robert has been placed at the end of the sentence. So this sentence is in passive voice. Another example in a sentence form, the food is being eaten by the baby. The food is being eaten by the baby. The food is the one that is receiving the action, which is eating. And who is doing the action is the baby. Now, sometimes in an active voice and passive voice, the doer, that is the subject, is not known. For example, somebody ate my food. Somebody ate my food. Now, when you talk about somebody, this one is not specified. So this is why I'm saying that in active voice, that sentence has the doer who is not known. When we look at the passive voice, we shall say my food was eaten. Now, when you look at that sentence, the doer of the action, that is the subject, is unknown. I give another example. Someone is building a house. Someone is building a house. So when you look at that sentence, it does not have a specific doer of the action or the subject. In passive voice, a house is being built. Now, this sentence also do not specify who did, the specific person who did the action. And this sentence, the doer is unknown. Now, it is important to note this, my dear pupils, that the tense of passive sentence must correspond with the tense of the active sentence. Now, allow me to talk about this one in different tenses, like present tense, passive. Present tense, that is passive, and I would like to concentrate on present simple tense. We celebrate Christmas every year. We celebrate Christmas every year. This is in active voice. If I change it into passive voice, that is in present simple tense, I will say Christmas is celebrated every year by us. Now, let me concentrate again to the present continuous tense. They are constructing a cowshed. A cowshed is being constructed by them. A cowshed is being constructed by them. My dear pupils, allow me to tackle another tense, that is present perfect tense. Present perfect tense, and I want to give examples in active and passive voice. She was cleared, she has cleared the remaining work. She has cleared the remaining work. The remaining work has been cleared by her. Now, my dear pupils, allow me to talk about another tense, that is a present perfect continuous tense. And I would like to give examples of active voice to passive voice. She has been singing a song since morning. In passive voice, I will say a song has been sung by her since morning. My dear pupils, let me now talk about past tense. Past tense, that is passive. And I'd like to start with the past simple tense. Christopher read that book the whole day. That is in active voice. Let me convert it into passive voice, that is in past simple tense. I'll say that book was read the whole day by Christopher. Let me also look at past continuous tense and see how active will change to passive voice. I give an example. I was digging the garden. And if I change this sentence into passive, this is what I'm going to say. My garden was being dug by me. Allow me to also concentrate on past perfect continuous tense. They had been reciting the poem. The poem had been recited by them. Let me now talk about the future tense. And I would like to start with the future simple tense. Let me give a sentence in active voice. I shall finish my final exam next week. Next week, my final exam will be finished by me. Allow me now to talk about a future continuous tense. I shall be celebrating my birthday next month. Next month, my birthday will be celebrated by me. My dear pupils, let me look at future perfect tense. Now I want to give an example of sentences in active and passive voice. The first sentence, they will have sold all the copies of the newspapers by evening. All copies of the newspapers will have been sold by them by evening. My dear pupils, now let me tackle the last bit of the future tense. This is future perfect continuous tense. Otieno will have been milking the cows by the time you get home. The cow will have been being milked by Otieno by the time you get home. My dear pupils, that is the end of our lesson, and we have successfully tackled passive and active voice. I would like to urge you that you can take your time to go through this video and replay it as many times as you can in order to acquaint yourself with facts about passive and active voice. We also have so many lessons that we have tackled in my YouTube, and I will request that you go to my YouTube, and the YouTube account is Peter Namasaka, and you will get so many lessons there. Lessons in mathematics, lessons in science, English, Kiswahili, social studies, CRE, all lessons have been tackled there. You can go subscribe, and I'm urging you that you subscribe. When you subscribe, you will be able to get notification anytime I put a new lesson in my YouTube account, and you will visit and you will benefit a lot. Remember, subscription does not have any charges. We don't have any charges on your side, so don't fear that maybe you will be your airtime will have been spent. Nothing of the sort. It is free of charge. It's only meant to assist you get notification anytime I post a new lesson there. Otherwise, I want to wish you well. Continue working hard at home, and let us stay safe at home. Bye bye.